All right, looks like we live. AJ, can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear, buddy.
There we go. There we go.
All right, guys,
All
what
right,
up?
Eddie.
What up? We here, Alan and Trevor. Look, man, how long have we been like working on this? Let's just be honest with the people, man, to bring these assumable opportunities. Do you feel like we put in 10,000 hours to get here?
We right there. Gotta be. We gotta be. It's been a lot of hours, but when we show the people exactly what has resulted from them hours, it's been a good return on time for sure.
Yeah. So Trevor is the expert on assumable mortgages, guys. So we're gonna take this first video just step by step, real quick, right? So, Trevor, what is an assumable mortgage, and why is it important to people that we know?
Yeah. So an assumable mortgage is a mortgage that a buyer can take over from an existing seller, right? So many things are top of headlines in the housing market, one being interest rates over the last couple of years. So, in summary, an assumable mortgage allows you, the buyer, to take over a loan at a low interest rate, an attractive interest rate, right? We're talking 2, 3, 4, 5% today in 2025.
Right. Right. Cool. And there are a lot of agents out there that say they're in the know. I know that we're in the know. So, approximately how much money are people saving when they get an assumable mortgage? Can you kind of just give me like just a quick high level example of a couple of deals that you've done?
Absolutely. On average, we are seeing people save an average of three to $500,000. On the low side, the lowest assumable uh, townhome, 2021 build, that saved the buyer about $300,000. Recent single family home in Woodbridge saves the buyer closer to that $500,000 clip. So, just think the higher price points, the bigger the savings when it comes to the long term loan.
Cool. And tell me what types of loans are assumable, and what are just one or two things that people kind of need to know if they want to put themselves in position to be able to assume a mortgage.
So the first question, the loans that are assumable, think government-backed loans, FHA loans, VA loans, USDA loans, and some very rare cases conventional. But to kind of cast a wide net, FHA, VA, USDA gives the opportunity for hundreds of thousands of homes, to be assumable by default, and what people should do to prepare themselves for these opportunities, right? Whether you're thinking about listing a home as an assumable or buying, there's a couple of things you can do to prepare. From the buyer side, just know that you should start to think about that this deal is more about the numbers and sometimes it is about the house. Prepare yourself for just and put your investor mindset hat on is what I'm gonna say. Is make sure that your numbers, when working with us, you know that the information we're sharing, that these deals are not easy to find, but they're worth coming up with the opportunity for them, right? The second is cash. So cash is king, right? But it doesn't stop the show necessarily. We can also be creative, but these gaps to take over an assumable loan can vary 30,000, 80,000, 200,000, 300,000, and all depending on that. As long as you're getting a lot more in savings long term, think about selling a possible home. Think about using retirement accounts. Think about taking a second mortgage, a HELOC maybe. Anything that's going to take to get the deal done, because these opportunities are gold mine.
Yeah, they are. They are. Um, I want to see if I can share my screen here, guys. So give me a second here. Oh, here we go. I got it. All right. So I'm going to do a Chrome tab. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So I just want to show you how rare these are, right? So this is Prince William County, all of Prince William County, every home that's sold. So there were over the past year to date, there are almost 24 exact. Look at that number. How
Crazy.
good is that? 2,400 homes, and look how many assumptions were done. Only eight. Only eight, right? And I would say, I mean, I'm just guessing that we've done half of those.
Hmm.
We've done half of those. So there are not many agents that know how to execute these deals. There are not many agents that even know how to put these deals together. And that's why we're bringing it to our database. That's why we're bringing it to people that we know, that trust us, that will listen, right? So just because you say that you want to do this, we still have to take you through an actual intake process to see if you are the right candidate to be able to get this done. So if you write down this email address, Trevor, Trevor, you see it on the screen, Trevor at ajteamrealty.com. And in the subject line, put assumption, and Trevor will reach out to you and send you a actual Google link so that you can put the information in to see if you're going to qualify to get on our exclusive list for assumption opportunities, because you have to listen, number one, right? Number two, you have to be prepared. There's going to be some uncomfortable things that you may have to do. This may not be on your timeline. You may have to overpay a little bit for the assumption, but we have to make sure that you understand that even if you overpay by a couple of $1,000s for a home, but you get the opportunity to get $500,000 of savings, that you have the mindset to be able to execute this deal, right? Because there's a reason why only 8 out of 2,400 have been done in accounting. It's because just buyers and sellers have not been prepared well, and agents just don't know how to get these executed. And you're looking at one of the experts to say that a vast majority of those deals done have been done by people, Trevor, myself, people
Yeah,
team.
yeah. The numbers speak loud. We like, as we started, right? We put in the hours, thousands of hours to make sure that we understand that we've are able to move with speed, able to source them, and able to connect the dots. Because if you can save any amount of money in today's world, let alone $500,000 plus, is worth is worth moving on it. And yeah, we're excited to definitely make sure that people are taking advantage of these opportunities. So to everyone listening in, this is a wide spectrum, right? This can be for first time sellers. This can be for people potentially uh, moving down on space, right? You may be holding on to an interest rate. You've built up some equity in your house, and you're asking yourself that question of, what does that next potential home look like for me? That's why we've done the groundwork and making sure that we can, source these opportunities and figure out if the deal makes sense for you. We're here.
Yeah. So here, I will tell you like the prime person to take advantage. So Trevor, if you tell me, like, if I painted the avatar of the
Uh-huh.
perfect person, it would be someone who has VA eligibility, who either already owns a home with significant equity and they're looking to move up or move down, and or there's someone with VA eligibility and they have a significant amount of cash saved to be able to purchase a property. Would you tell?
Mhm.
Would that be the perfect avatar?
Yeah, that's the perfect avatar. All the above, and someone that when they see a good deal in this housing market, especially in the DMV, they trust the experts and don't overthink it. Don't let your mindset get in the way. On the flip side, right, a lot of our network, we're constantly having a conversation. For my first, second, third time home buyers, as you're continuing to build up that portfolio or selling your first or second house to move to the next one, these are the type of deals where don't overthink accessing other capital. If you got to move equity out of a 401k, if you got some money sitting in that TSP that's done well over the last 10 years, these are your opportunities to move it out, right? Like when we first started studying these, uh, and my wife and I, Jasmine and I, we took advantage of one. We didn't think twice about uh, a 30-year, 401k. Some of that money had to come out to take advantage of getting an assumable mortgage, right? So, just put yourself in that position of if your goal is, some flexibility or cash flow, we're here to help you run those numbers and talk through that because your house is your biggest expense, and we're here to help you manage that properly.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, what we're going to do is each week we're going to come to you with an assumption of the week, right? So, some of these are listings that we're the listing agent on, and some of these are listings that we've identified opportunities with other listing agents, right? We've called, we vetted, we've gotten information. So, this week, it happens to be a listing that we have the listing agent on. We sold this property to this client. She is very cool with someone who has VA eligibility coming to purchase this property. So, Trevor, why don't you give people the breakdown of the property, and then we will end this up, and you guys reach out to us if you're interested, if you know anyone is interested, or if you want to talk a little bit more about these opportunities.
Absolutely, absolutely. And AJ, I'm cool to share this screen now. Well, let me jump back over here. Yeah. So, everyone, right? We got an amazing assumable opportunity. Let
Yep.
me share my screen so you guys can actually see it.
This is an amazing opportunity, guys. Like vetted, super low interest rate. I think the seller even has paid off solar panels, um, low interest rate. Yeah, tell people a little bit about the higher level of the opportunity here.
Absolutely. So, this single family home, immaculate, very extremely well taken care of. I don't use that lightly. It is, uh, and going into this house, it almost looks like no one has ever lived here. The seller took pristine condition of it, kept it in pristine condition, I should say. Right in the Embry Mills neighborhood. So anyone familiar with Stafford, Virginia, uh, sits pretty central, right? Not too far from Quantico Base. And Embry Mills is one of the premier neighborhoods in Stafford, Virginia. So this particular property has a 2.75% VA rate on it. 2.75. I'll say that again.
Hmm,
And on top of that, the remaining balance on this loan is approximately $565,000. We
hmm,
have it listed for 720. So this is not a property that we're talking a major gap, right? This is manageable for someone that has equity, that's selling something down, that has a portfolio. There are ways to make this happen, and the total amount that you're saving monthly. I'll repeat this, right? If you were to come in and buy this house today at this price point, your mortgage is going to be, Alan, somewhere in that 4,800 range, right around 5,000, all depending on your financing. If you take this mortgage over on this $720,000 house, your mortgage will be closer to about 31, 3,200.
hmm,
We'll repeat that one more time. The difference of coming in at 3,100 a month versus 48, 4,900 a month. We're talking 1,500 plus dollars monthly basis, and that's for the rest of the loan.
hmm, 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 hmm. So tell me this, Trevor, because there are a couple things that I think people miss here. So the monthly savings, I believe, is what is that like about $1,800 a month, something like that. Does that sound about right?
Correct.
Monthly savings $1,800 a month, and then like this loan, most loans have a 30-year am, 30 years you're paying it. This home, I believe, only has like, I think two of those years are already paid off. 2.5 of those years are already paid off. So that's another like significant savings. And then this house, guys, has solar panels that are paid off. So not only are you saving the $1,800 a month, but you're also saving an additional $400 a month because the solar panels are paid off. So this is a type of property when someone's thinking like, yeah, I may not want to move to Stafford, but this is the type of house that allows you to be able to bankroll a significant amount of money so you can go invest that into other places.
That's so true. I do not want y'all to miss what Alan just said, right? Like those first couple years of owning a home, you're paying the heavier years of the interest, right? The banks get their money first. And so to add even more, the cherry on top is this homeowner has done some of the heavy lifting up front by just living in the house, right? And so someone taking this mortgage over, You're not starting a brand new loan. You're just getting qualified, picking up where they left off. And so, again, it's a veteran that's happy to pass the baton to another active duty or someone who served that has that VA eligibility. Just beautiful home, already fenced in the back, the paid off solar panels. The house really does make a great opportunity for someone that can move on this assumable.
And so tell me this: how much was someone like? All right, so we talked about the avatar being someone who owns a property already, has a lot of equity. So how much money would they have to bring to the table, roughly, just a range, guys? And this is all ranging. So if you guys want to get more in detail, you need to reach out to us so we can break it down specifically for you. But how much would they have to bring to the table to get into a deal like this?
Good question. For this deal, these numbers, you'll want to be prepared to at least come to the table with about 180,000 dollars.
Hmm.
And the simple back of the napkin math is the list price versus what the seller owes. As I mentioned, 2.75% VA rate at 565,000 left on the loan, already 2 years in. And so, in order to act on these assumable opportunities, you have to bring that gap, right? You have to figure out how you're going to bring that gap, and that's due at closing. In addition to that, closing costs. Another great thing about assumable loans is because it's not a new loan. There's less closing costs, generally speaking, about 50% less. So the way we get to that 180 number is about taking that gap, the closing costs on top of it, and then of course the cost of representation to get you into a home that's going to save you in this case roughly about 550, $600,000
Hmm.
in interest. And so that's what you should be prepared to, be bringing to the settlement table in order to execute on this specific property.
Yep, yep, yep. So, guys, Trevor. So we talked about how we mine deals. So this one is in Stafford. But guys, every week we're sifting through MLS to find opportunities. Many agents don't even advertise assumption opportunities, so we have to dig in a little bit. So, how many homes would you say that you have identified that would be assumption opportunities that you've vetted?
100 plus, I would say a solid 100. I'm looking at I'm looking at Prince William County. I'm looking at Stafford. I'm looking at Arlington. I'm looking at Fairfax County, PG County, even DC. Everything in the DMV. We're starting from home base, which is Prince William County, and working out. But on a weekly basis, I'm scraping through these different assumable opportunities, looking at the ones that have more favorable terms, and highlighting those and making sure that I'm sending them out to people who I know are preparing themselves for these opportunities. But I would easily say across the cities and counties of Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, that it's at least 100 opportunities that I have readily available.
Good. And how important, and guys, we'll end this real quick because Trevor's got another appointment. But how important is preparation? Like, how early are people getting in contact with you to get ready to to get into these opportunities?
Earlier the better. If you're thinking it's July right now, guys, if you guys are thinking, hey, I'm looking in top of 2026, you need to be reaching out to me now, sending me an email, shooting me a DM. If you feel like you're more prepared, right, you have something you want to list, you're ready to move, and you're active, then give me a call now, right? We've seen both sides of the coins, but the earlier the better, just so that we can align the stars and get you what you want, and also make sure we have enough time to find it. So it's never too early. I'll say that. Even if you're a year or 2 years out, it's not too early. But if you're a month or 2 months from wanting to make a move, then still come in and we'll start putting things into motion.
Yeah, yeah, I love it, guys. Right, it's never too early. Here's the good thing about it, guys: you don't have to move. Like, once you get it under contract, it's two things. Number one, it generally takes like 75 to 90 days after you're under contract to get it approved. So you
Mhm.
finding the property, you still got a time gap to be able to get everything approved. Um, I think that's the key. That is really the big key. I want to make sure that that people remember. And the other thing I forgot, it's late in the day, guys. I did a lot of real estate thinking, so I don't know what the other thought was, but it'll come to me and I'll be in the next video, guys.
Absolutely. This is great. And this is where you think creative. Family dynamics, people like this is the ones where you bring in people. When you bring great real estate opportunities and deals to your network, it comes full circle, and people move when they hear these types of deals that not everybody is knowing about, right? But we're here to serve you.
Yep. And also, look, man, this a lot of our agent friends are out there watching this videos. These are the reasons why you refer the AJ team, right? Because there are agents that genuinely do not know how to navigate in this type of market. They have not done the work. They have not spent the hours mining opportunities. And it's almost a disservice if you put your client in front of an agent that has not done this type of work. Because really, even if you don't have VA eligibility, everyone can qualify for an FHA,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, you may not have the pick of the litter, but there are plenty of opportunities out there. So, to our agent friends out there, if you're looking for agents that are doing this type of work, make sure to refer them to us so we can at least make sure we put this in front of them. Whether they want to do it or not, that's comfortable. But I think they will want to know at least about the opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're here.
Yep. Yep. All right, Trevor. Appreciate you, man. Get to your next meeting, guys. If you have any interest in us in assumptions, reach out to us. Trevor at ajteamrealty.com. Trevor at ajteamrealty.com. Phone number 571 210 1818. 571 210 1818. These are opportunities. They go quick. Even if you're a seller, if you're a seller and you have a VA loan or FHA loan, call us first, because we've been able to prove that you can get more for your house if you market your property as an assumption, if it's a good opportunity. So reach out to us and we'll talk to you about that. All right. Alan Johnson with the AJ team. You have the dream. We have the address. Trevor, I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much. See you next week.